Hey y'all, it's Kristen, and I thought I would come on here and talk about copyright. I've had a couple of questions lately about it, and while I have tried to steer clear of this subject simply because it is so complicated and convoluted and just a mess, I decided, since I'd had some questions, to just do this video. Please understand before I get started that I am not an expert, which means that I could be wrong, or you could have a different opinion, because understand when I say this also that a lot of this is just my opinion about things, because I will be talking about Pinterest and a couple of other things, okay? So, the main question I've had is it okay to use book pages? And is it against copyright? I will say this, as junk journalers, we kind of use a general rule that if it's the original book page and not a photocopy, it's okay. Is that always true? Is it always okay? No. When is it not okay? I don't know. I just know that for the most part, and I hesitate to even say most part, but as a general rule, yes, it is okay. That's all I can say about that. From what I can remember, if the copyright date is before 1923, it's usually okay to use. Are there instances where it's not okay to use it? Yes, there sure is. What are those instances? Again, I don't know. Even if the copyright is before 1923, if they've had their copyright renewed, it's not okay to use it. That's what I understand. Okay? Pinterest. Now, y'all, I have an opinion about Pinterest, okay? This is not a rule. This is not law. This is my opinion. Not everyone is going to agree with my opinion. And the people that don't agree with my opinion, that does not make them wrong. Or, it just doesn't, they can do whatever they want. But as a general, I don't want to say general again. I've used that word too many times. I don't use Pinterest. And I'm not saying, again, let me reiterate, I'm not saying the people that use Pinterest are doing it wrong or are wrong. They're not. They can use Pinterest all they want. I just don't as a personal thing because, well, I have to tell a little story in order for you to understand why I don't. A few years ago, I found some digital stamps on a website, and I loved them, so I bought a few for my daughter to color. I'd say probably a year or so later, I saw on Pinterest, I saw these digital stamps pinned and not by the owner. I just saw them pinned without the watermark or anything. And I thought that was a little strange. And then a little while later, I went back to that website to look at her digital stamps again. And she had made an announcement that she was closing her shop. Now, I don't know this woman personally. I don't know what I'm fixing to say is fact. I don't know that this is fact. All I'm saying is that I feel like since her images were kind of put out there on Pinterest for free, that she thought, why keep my store open? Now, like I said, I don't know that for sure. I was just kind of putting two and two together a little bit. But it just made me sad because I thought, well, I wonder if that's why. Also, with Pinterest, say I decided to use Pinterest to get some images. Even if I did my research, I went and found the original pinner. I went and found the original website those pins came from. In other words, those images came from. There is no guarantee the person who owns that website actually owns those images. Okay? I used to build websites. I did a lot of research on images and what was okay to use and what was not okay to use. And people using images they're not allowed to use, whether it's from ignorance or they just don't care or whatever, it happens all the time. So there is no way to know, okay? And so that's why I don't use Pinterest, okay? I mean, like I said, it's my opinion. It's my personal thing that I just have decided not to do. Okay. Google Images. The same thing I just said about Pinterest applies to Google Images, so I'm not even going to go into that. Etsy. Now, Etsy is a hard thing sometimes. Since I am no expert on copyright, nor am I an expert on all images that are copyright free, When you go on Etsy, you have to be so very careful to to make sure that the images that are used in the digitals that you're going to buy are okay to use. And I'm not just talking about the terms of use for the shop owner. I'm talking about those actual images, like this one right here on this page, on this front of this book. If it were a digital, you know, would it be okay to use in your journals, especially ones for sale? There are a few stores or shops on Etsy that I trust are using copyright-free images in their digitals. Just because the images are on Etsy does not mean automatically that they're okay to use, okay? Copyright infringement is going on over there just as bad as it's going on everywhere else. So, and don't ask me how to figure out if the images are okay or not. I just went by recommendation, basically, is what I did, and a little bit of research. I don't know what to say about that one. There are some awesome shops over on Etsy that you can get digitals from. Can you get digitals from every store on Etsy and be okay and copyright free? No, not even a little. So, just be careful on Etsy. Also, read the terms of use. You guys know how I feel about the terms of use over on Etsy. Please read them before you buy a digital to make sure they're okay for you to use, especially if you are selling a journal. I have a whole video on that. I will link it down in the description box, even though it's kind of a long, drawn-out one. You're welcome to go over there and check it out. Other than that, do I have anything else to say? The Graphics Fairy, awesome place to get digitals that are copyright-free. But I'll tell you something funny about that. A couple of years ago, I read her terms of use. And if I remember correctly, and I'm paraphrasing this, she even says in her terms of use that she is not 100%, but close to, like 90-something% sure that the images are okay, or like are copyright free, and that they're okay to use in whatever form you want to use them. To me, that's, you know, even she knows all kinds of things about copyright and, you know, the images that are okay to use, and even she's not 100% sure. I'm not sure if the copyright professionals or experts or whatever know everything there is to know about copyright law. It's just that stupid. So, with all of that being said, please remember that some of the things that I said in here are strictly my opinion, and that some of the things I told you in here could be wrong. It's just what it's what I understand, okay, guys? That's all I can say. If you have a different opinion and you want to be nice about it, feel free to comment down below and let me know. That's totally okay. Just please don't tell me I'm dumb or that I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess you could tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Just be nice about it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching.